Mackerel is a fish of high economic value, caught by many different methods depending on the fishing grounds and weather conditions. One of the most common methods is to use purse seine, especially lighted purse seine to attract fish at night. In addition, handline and longline are also effective methods, in which fishermen use long lines with many hooks to catch fish in deep water. In some places, trawlers are used to harvest mackerel in large quantities. However, to protect aquatic resources, mackerel fishing must comply with regulations on net size, fishing season and limit overfishing to ensure the sustainable development of this fish species. In addition to the above methods, fishermen also apply the technique of fishing with gill nets, a type of net with a suitable mesh size to hold mackerel when they swim past. This method is often carried out in offshore waters, where mackerel gather in large schools. Some modern fishing vessels also use fish positioning equipment, sonar, radar, to accurately locate fish schools, helping to improve fishing efficiency. In addition, preserving mackerel after catching is also very important, immediately after harvesting. The fish are often quickly frozen or iced to maintain their freshness. For long-term fishing trips, fishing vessels are often equipped with modern storage tanks to maintain product quality until they reach port. However, mackerel exploitation needs to be properly controlled to avoid affecting the marine ecosystem. Measures such as planned fishing, banning fishing during the spawning season and limiting the use of methods that can damage the marine environment are being encouraged to ensure the sustainable development of mackerel resources in the future. In addition to using effective fishing methods, fishermen are also increasingly interested in applying modern technology to improve productivity and protect mackerel resources. Some offshore fishing vessels are equipped with ultrasonic fish detection systems, which help to accurately locate schools of fish, thereby optimizing netting or fishing. In addition, to minimize negative impacts on the environment, many fishermen have switched to using nets with appropriate mesh sizes, helping to limit the accidental capture of juvenile fish and unwanted species. Some regions also apply selective fishing methods. Targeting only schools of mackerel of standard size, to protect the long-term development of this fish species. In addition, local authorities and environmental protection organizations regularly propagate and strictly control mackerel fishing activities. Measures such as limiting catches, banning fishing during the spawning season and expanding marine conservation areas are being implemented to maintain ecological balance. Thanks to these efforts, the mackerel fishing industry not only brings economic benefits but also contributes to the sustainable protection of marine resources in addition to fishing control measures. The development of commercial mackerel farming models is also being researched and tested in some coastal localities. This model not only helps reduce the pressure on natural mackerel exploitation but also creates a stable supply for the market, meeting the increasing consumption demand. However, because mackerel is a migratory species and lives mainly in the open sea, farming still faces many technical challenges and investment costs. At the same time, fishermen are also encouraged to apply environmentally friendly fishing methods. Such as responsible fishing, avoiding the use of explosives or toxic chemicals that affect the marine ecosystem. Many training and technical support programs have been implemented to help fishermen access advanced fishing methods, improve economic efficiency while still protecting long-term mackerel resources. In addition, mackerel processing and export also play an important role in the seafood industry value chain. After being caught, mackerel will go through preliminary processing, freezing or processing into products such as smoked mackerel, canned mackerel, helping to increase economic value. Thanks to that, not only fishermen but also processing and exporting enterprises benefit from the mackerel fishing industry, contributing to the development of the local and national economy. In general, to ensure the sustainable development of the mackerel fishing industry, there needs to be close coordination between fishermen, authorities and conservation organizations, when implementing synchronous management measures, responsible exploitation and applying modern technology. The mackerel fishing industry will continue to develop sustainably, bringing long-term economic benefits while still protecting valuable marine resources. In addition to management measures and modern fishing technology, building a mackerel traceability system also plays an important role in enhancing product value and meeting the requirements of the international market. Many importing countries now require seafood products to have legal fishing certificates, not violating regulations on illegal, unreported and unregulated fishing, IUU. Therefore, fully recording information about fishing areas, fishing methods and preservation processes will help Vietnamese mackerel easily access demanding markets such as the EU, the US and Japan. In addition, coastal localities are also developing linkage models between fishermen, processing and exporting enterprises to increase the value of the mackerel supply chain. Instead of small-scale, unplanned fishing, many fishing cooperatives have been established, helping to organize production more effectively, ensuring stable output and consistent quality. Offshore fishing vessels are also equipped with modern preservation systems, helping to keep mackerel fresh right from the moment it is caught. Increasing its commercial value. At the same time, the issue of protecting the marine environment also needs attention, because pollution from plastic waste, oil spills and climate change can affect the growth and number of mackerel schools. Minimizing negative impacts from humans. Protecting coral reefs and marine ecosystems will help maintain long-term mackerel resources, contributing to ensuring sustainable livelihoods for fishermen. In general, the mackerel fishing industry is not only an economic activity but also closely linked to the protection of marine resources and sustainable development. The combination of modern technology, strict management and environmental protection awareness of fishermen will help mackerel become one of the key seafood products, bringing economic benefits and contributing to building a sustainable fishing industry in the future. In addition to technical and management factors, raising awareness among fishing communities about protecting mackerel resources is also very important. Promotion programs on responsible fishing, compliance with regulations on minimum fish size, prohibited fishing areas and spawning seasons need to be promoted. This helps fishermen better understand the long-term impacts of overfishing and be more conscious of protecting fishery resources for future generations. In addition, many countries have been developing the fisher co-management model, in which fishermen are involved in the process of monitoring and protecting fishery resources in their locality. This model not only helps improve management efficiency but also encourages fishermen to be proactive in protecting the marine environment. The implementation of marine reserves, where mackerel can spawn and grow without being exploited, is also one of the important solutions to ensure the recovery of this fish species. In addition, policies to support fishermen also need to be focused on, including investment in fishing port infrastructure, cold storage systems, upgrading boats and providing preferential loans so that fishermen can apply sustainable fishing methods. At the same time, it is necessary to expand the mackerel consumption market, not only through export but also to encourage domestic consumption through product promotion programs. In short, for the mackerel fishing industry to develop sustainably, there needs to be a synchronous combination of management, modern technology, fishermen's awareness and reasonable support policies. When these factors are implemented well, not only fishermen but also the Vietnamese fisheries industry in general will benefit, contributing to the development of the marine economy and the long-term protection of natural resources. In addition to measures to manage and support fishermen, scientific research on mackerel also plays an important role in the protection and sustainable exploitation of this fish species. Fisheries scientists are focusing on studying the migration, reproduction and habitat of mackerel to make appropriate recommendations in fishing management. Thanks to these studies, authorities can accurately determine the spawning season of mackerel, thereby issuing regulations on fishing bans to protect long-term resources. In addition, remote monitoring technology is being applied in the mackerel fishing industry. Vessel tracking devices, VMS, help closely manage fishing activities, ensuring that fishermen comply with regulations on fishing areas and do not violate regulations on marine environmental protection. Some countries have applied camera surveillance systems on ships to control legal exploitation, helping to increase transparency in the fisheries industry. On the other hand, to reduce the pressure on exploitation from nature, the development of an industrial mackerel farming model is being studied. Although mackerel is a fish with long-distance migration habits and is more difficult to farm than other fish species, some offshore farming models are being tested with the hope of creating a stable supply in the future. If successful, this model will not only help reduce pressure on natural fish resources but also create more job opportunities for coastal people. In short, the mackerel fishing industry is facing many opportunities and challenges. For sustainable development, there needs to be close coordination between fishermen, governments, scientific organizations and businesses. When management measures are implemented synchronously and effectively, the mackerel fishing industry will not only bring economic benefits but also contribute to protecting the marine ecosystem, ensuring the long-term development of aquatic resources in addition to exploitation management and scientific research. The role of the consumer market is also very important in orienting the development of the mackerel fishing industry. Currently, mackerel is not only consumed domestically but also a key export item to major markets such as the US, EU, Japan and Korea. Therefore, ensuring product quality, complying with food safety standards and traceability are key factors for Vietnamese mackerel to be competitive in the international market. Mackerel processing and exporting enterprises need to invest in modern preservation technology to maintain the freshness and nutritional value of the fish. Currently, in addition to frozen mackerel and fresh mackerel products, many enterprises also develop deeply processed products such as smoked mackerel, canned mackerel, and mackerel fillets, helping to increase value and expand the consumer market. Promoting the Vietnamese mackerel brand in the international market is also an important direction to increase the economic value of the seafood industry. On the other hand, changes in consumer tastes also affect the strategy of exploiting and processing mackerel. Current consumer trends increasingly favor sustainable seafood products, exploited according to international standards such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council. This requires the mackerel fishing industry to meet stricter requirements on environmentally friendly fishing methods, limiting the impact on marine ecosystems and protecting long-term resources. In addition, the development of e-commerce and online sales platforms is creating many new opportunities for mackerel consumption. Many businesses and fishing cooperatives have taken advantage of online sales channels to introduce products directly to consumers, helping to reduce dependence on traditional distribution systems and increase product value. In short, for the tuna fishing and processing industry to develop sustainably, there needs to be coordination between fishermen, businesses and management agencies in ensuring product quality, complying with international regulations and adapting to market trends. When all these factors are effectively combined, tuna will continue to be one of the key seafood products, bringing great economic benefits and contributing to the sustainable development of Vietnam's seafood industry. In addition to expanding the consumption market and improving product quality, the tuna fishing industry also needs to move towards developing according to a circular economic model and minimizing negative impacts on the environment. One of the current concerns is the amount of waste from fishing activities, including damaged nets, discarded fishing gear and waste from fishing vessels. To address this issue, many localities have implemented programs to collect and recycle marine waste and encourage fishermen to use environmentally friendly materials. In addition, maximizing the value of mackerel after catching also helps improve economic efficiency and reduce waste. Instead of focusing only on fish meat, processing enterprises are researching the use of mackerel heads, bones, skin and viscera to produce value-added products such as fish oil, fish meal for animal feed, collagen and gelatin for the food and cosmetics industries. This not only helps increase product value but also contributes to environmental protection by minimizing waste from the processing process. In addition, training and support for fishermen also play an important role in improving the efficiency of mackerel exploitation. Training programs on sustainable fishing techniques, application of fish positioning technology, post-harvest preservation and financial management are being implemented to help fishermen improve their skills, reduce costs and increase profits. At the same time, financial support policies, such as providing preferential loans to upgrade fishing vessels and equipment, also help fishermen develop fishing activities in a modern and environmentally friendly direction. In general, for the tuna fishing industry to develop sustainably, there needs to be coordination between fishermen, businesses, authorities and scientific organizations in resource management, application of advanced technology and development of circular economic models. When these factors are implemented synchronously, tuna will not only continue to be an important seafood product but also contribute to protecting the marine ecosystem and bringing long-term economic benefits to fishermen and society in addition to sustainable management and development measures. International cooperation in the field of mackerel exploitation and conservation also plays an important role. Mackerel is a long-distance migratory species, often moving through many sea areas of different countries, so there needs to be coordination between countries in resource management. Currently, many international organizations such as the Western and Central Pacific Fisheries Commission, WCPFC, and the International Atlantic Fisheries Management Organization, ICCAT, have issued regulations on fishing quotas, protection of spawning areas and monitoring of fishing activities to ensure the sustainable development of this fish species. Vietnam is also actively participating in fisheries cooperation agreements with countries in the region and the world. Compliance with international regulations not only helps protect mackerel resources but also creates favorable conditions for exporting mackerel to major markets. Measures such as strict control of illegal fishing, IUU, certification of legal fishing and application of remote monitoring technology are being promoted to enhance the reputation of Vietnam's fisheries industry in the global market. Measures such as strict control of illegal fishing, IUU, certification of legal fishing and application of remote monitoring technology are being promoted to enhance the reputation of Vietnam's fisheries industry in the global market. In addition, scientific research cooperation programs between Vietnam and other countries are also contributing to improving understanding of the biological behavior, habitat and population dynamics of mackerel. These studies help propose more effective management policies and support fishermen in applying sustainable fishing techniques. In addition, the development of fishing models according to international standards such as MSC, Marine Stewardship Council, also helps increase the value of Vietnamese mackerel in the international market. These models not only ensure that mackerel is exploited sustainably but also help increase access to demanding export markets. In short, international cooperation in mackerel management and exploitation is an inevitable trend to ensure long-term resources and sustainable development. When Vietnam actively participates in global initiatives, complies with international standards and applies modern technology, the mackerel fishing industry not only develops steadily but also contributes to protecting the marine environment and enhancing the position of Vietnamese fisheries in the international arena. Not only develops steadily but also contributes to protecting the marine environment and enhancing the position of Vietnamese fisheries in the international arena. Another important factor to ensure the sustainable development of the mackerel fishing industry is the development of policies to protect and restore marine ecosystems where mackerel live and grow. Coral reefs, seagrass beds and moderately deep waters are where mackerel often visit to spawn and find food. However, these ecosystems are threatened by overfishing, pollution from oil and plastic waste, and climate change. Therefore, the implementation of marine protected areas, where fishing is restricted or completely banned for a certain period of time, is an important solution to protect mackerel and other marine life. Programs for coral reef restoration, seagrass planting and protection of mackerel spawning areas need to be invested heavily. This is also part of a global commitment to protect marine ecosystems, supporting the development of the fisheries sector in the long term. In addition, strategies to mitigate the impact of climate change on the fishing industry, including measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from fishing vessels and conservation systems, need to be promoted. Climate change is causing global warming and changing ocean currents. the fisheries sector in the long term. In addition, strategies to mitigate the impact of climate change on the fishing industry, including measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions from fishing vessels and conservation systems, need to be promoted. Climate change is causing global warming and changing ocean currents, affecting the reproductive cycles and migration of fish species. Research and development of climate-friendly fishing methods, such as reducing fossil fuel use and optimizing vessel movements, will help to mitigate these impacts. Community participation is an indispensable element in the sustainable development of the mackerel industry. Fishermen not only play a major role in fishing but are also the direct managers and protectors of marine resources. Raising public awareness of the importance of protecting the marine environment and aquatic resources through education and training programs is essential. Community organizations, fishermen's cooperatives and non-governmental organizations can play an important role in monitoring and implementing protection measures. When all these elements are combined in harmony, the mackerel industry can develop sustainably, not only bringing economic benefits but also helping to protect precious marine ecosystems for future generations.